All right, today we're going to peel back the layers on one of your body's most amazing molecular guardians. This is the story of a superprotein with a huge secret, one that's been hiding in plain sight for 500 million years. And it all kicks off with a really simple but kind of profound question.
I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about this? Right now, inside your veins, there's this constant battle going on. Your blood has to be ready to clot in a split second to stop you from bleeding out, but it can't be too ready to clot or, it would just turn solid inside you.
So, what's the secret? What keeps everything in that perfect liquid state that keeps us alive? Well, the answer lies with this incredible, super ancient protein. It's like a tiny molecular bodyguard that's been on the job for, well, forever. And as you're about to find out, its backstory is one of the weirdest you'll find anywhere in genetics.
Okay, so to really get why our hero protein is so important, we have to understand the world it lives in. And believe me, it's a high-stakes balancing act happening in your blood every single second.
And I'm not kidding, it's a total razor's edge. If things tip just a little too far one way, too much clotting, you're looking at really dangerous stuff like thrombosis or hardened arteries. But if it tips the other way, well, even a tiny cut could become a huge problem. Your body is basically walking this tightrope 24/7.
So what's pushing the balance? The main player here is an enzyme called thrombin. The best way to think of it is like the gas pedal for clotting. You need it, it's powerful, but man, you have got to keep it under control.
And that's where our hero comes in, the protagonist of our story. It's the protein whose one and only job is to be the brake for thrombin's gas pedal. Its name? Heparin cofactor 2, we'll just call it HCII. This is it. This is our molecular guardian, the unsung hero, making sure thrombin doesn't go crazy.
Now, the key word here is specifically. See, a lot of inhibitors in your body are kind of general purpose, not HCII. It's a specialist, a highly trained bodyguard with just one target, control thrombin. That's what makes it such a precise, effective safety brake. Okay, so we've got this super important protein, a master regulator, right? But the really crazy part of this story isn't just what it does, it's where it comes from, how our DNA builds it. That's where things get wild.
Yeah, its secret isn't its job description, it's its address. We're about to look at one of the weirdest and oldest genetic setups in any animal with a backbone.
And here it is. This is the secret. The gene that makes our HCI2 protein is not a standalone thing. It's literally tucked inside another much bigger gene. It's like finding a secret, fully working room hidden away inside the walls of a giant mansion. It's a gene within a gene. And get this, this isn't some new evolutionary trick. This genetic Russian doll setup has been around for 500 million years. Think about that. It goes all the way back to the very first vertebrates. It has survived everything, mass extinctions, dinosaurs, all of it. And this just shows you the scale we're talking about. The HCII gene itself is about, 13.8 kilobases. But the mansion it's hiding in, over 10 times bigger. So why? Why do this? Well, the leading theory is that it's for protection. By hiding this absolutely critical gene inside another big, essential gene, you're making it way less likely to get damaged over evolutionary time. It is the ultimate genetic safehouse.
Okay, so the gene's address is a secret. But what about the thing it actually builds, the protein itself? Let's take a look at the blueprint. Check this out. This is the HCII protein from a lamprey. Those ancient jawless fish that have been around for way longer than dinosaurs. And the incredible part? Its protein is basically the same as the one inside you right now. The design is just so good, so effective, that evolution decided, you know what? Let's not mess with it. And the reason it's lasted 500 million years is because all its parts are just perfectly designed for the job. It's part of a family of proteins called serpins. Think of them as the cops of your body's chemistry. This one's got bits that act like an anchor to hold it steady in your bloodstream. But the most important part is this flexible, dangly bit called the reactive center loop. That is the business end. It's like a set of molecular handcuffs, just waiting to spring out, grab thrombin, and shut it down.
So we've got this ancient, super stable design, tucked away in a secret genetic location. It sounds bulletproof, right? Well, here's the twist. In modern humans, that ancient code can be surprisingly fragile. So even though it's been stable for eons, when scientists looked at human populations, they found almost 1,000 different variations of the HCI gene,
Most of them are what we call SNPs, just tiny single-letter changes in the DNA. But every single one is a potential tweak to that ancient master blueprint. Now, most of those 1,000 variations don't do much. They're harmless. But scientists have zeroed in on 37 of them. 37 specific mutations that are known to be, well, deleterious. And that's just the clinical way of saying they're dangerous.
And what do we mean by dangerous? We mean these mutations can literally break the protein. They can stop it from doing its one single critical job, keeping thrombin under control.
Just look at this. On the left, that's the protein working perfectly. But on the right, that's what happens with just one tiny error in the genetic code. That crucial part, those molecular handcuffs we were talking about, they get shifted just a tiny bit. We're talking a distance smaller than an atom. But at this scale, that's everything. It's like bending a key just enough so it won't fit in the lock anymore. The break is completely broken.
And this isn't just some abstract science problem. This has serious real-world consequences. When HCI is broken, it can't slam the brakes on thrombin, and you get too much clotting. Some of these mutations are directly linked to things like severe deep vein thrombosis. Others can lead to the stuff that hardens your arteries. And on the flip side, we know that people with high levels of working HCI are actually protected from those very same problems.
Wow, so we've gone from a pretty simple question about blood to a secret gene hiding inside another gene, to this 500 million-year-old molecular machine, and seen how tiny little errors can cause the whole thing to break. And that leaves us with a really interesting, kind of provocative thought. As we get better and better at reading our own DNA, could we one day look at our personal code for this ancient, hidden gene to predict our risk for some of the most common diseases of our circulatory system? And maybe even do something about it before it starts. The secret of HCII is finally out of the bag, and we're just now starting to figure out what it means for our health.